What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy Dredd is back, and here back with my sports podcast crew. My boys Flip and Wise. Haven't seen you guys in a couple of about a month or two. And as we all know, as we've discussed, the sports world has been kind of quiet because normally around this time of year we'd be giving our NBA playoff recaps and predictions and our reviews and all this other stuff, and we would have been reviewing March Madness and all that. But because of this global pandemic, we've kind of been hurting to talk about sports. But I'm just glad that you guys have been, staying healthy, staying safe, and this whole. But yeah. But anyway, tonight we're going to discuss and review the 2020 NFL Draft, the surprises, the surprise picks, and basically how our teams have looked in the offseason, and basically how we think our teams fared, what overall grade we would give our teams in the draft. First off, a couple of teams that threw me for a loop, or a couple of teams I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Because right now they're saying on the board that the Denver Broncos probably drafted the best. And I kind of would be inclined to agree. And then you got teams like the Atlanta Falcons where you're like, what the hell are they doing? Like, you see what kind of year they had last year? Like, why the hell would they draft that way? And I know you guys saw Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts went to the Eagles. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, come on. I know they're not about to do what I think they're going to do because Carson Wentz can't stay healthy. But, that's pretty much one of the only things that kind of threw me for a loop. But, anyway, Flip, what did you think of, like, in particular, what did you think of the first two rounds of the draft? And, what picks kind of threw you for a loop?
I like the Cardinals draft. The Cardinals, I think they got the most out of their picks early on. I think they got Isaiah Simmons and the tackle, right?
Yeah.
This one is Josh Jones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they filled the needs. They got a blocker for Kyler Murray. They didn't really need to go crazy with wide receiver because they had DeAndre Hopkins, but I think they did get another wide receiver for Kyler.
Yeah.
They got a backup running back. They filled some needs on the D-line. They got a linebacker, and a Simmons and another one, I think, in like the later rounds. But, I think they filled the job still pretty well. They knew what they needed to go get. I was impressed with them. I was surprised, though, by the 49ers. I'm sorry, I was watching that. Oh, my God. You guys traded back for a wide receiver. And what was the other part? It was like we drafted a defensive tackle. So like we were we picked 14 and we drafted a defensive tackle. We had no one had drafted a receiver yet. Or I'm sorry, I think Henry Ruggs just got off the board. Henry Ruggs, you guys drafted a tackle. There's still like two or three that were really good receivers that we could have gotten at that point, which I thought we were going to go receiver.
Yeah.
And we did it. But you know what? Looking back at it, I honestly think the way the Niners draft went, they were just kind of replacing the loss basically with DeForest Buckner and him being shipped out to avoid kind of the salary hit to the Indianapolis Colts. But it's like we traded him to the Colts to get their pick, and then we still in position, but it's not really like we can't say for sure that the Kinlaw guy is going to be like a plug-in for Buckner, who was terrific for the Niners. He's going to be definitely more cost-effective. He's going to be a lot cheaper.
Because how much salary cap space do the Niners have left?
How much salary cap room do we have?
Yeah, how much space do you guys have left?
They have like 11 million. I think they have 11, 12 million.
But rookie contracts are only like what? Like about $500,000?
Total for the whole draft, I think they need to keep $8 million on the books for draft picks.
Yeah, because you can probably, if they're like a high-profile player, you can probably drop like a couple of million on a player. And I was going to talk about this later, but we can go ahead and just discuss it now. like me personally, because there's some people in the draft who like are some question marks. Some people they be like, well, like oh damn, well like they be like, well, who the hell is this guy, or where did he come from, or what can he doesn't have a name. Now me personally, I think that the second, third, and fourth round picks are actually the best because. Far be it from me to say this, but I believe that I wouldn't want to be in the first or second round and be popular or have a name because guess what? If you have a name, if you're a high profile name in the draft, that means that there's going to be a lot of eyes on you, and which means that people are going to be looking for you to fail. They were like, "Oh man, I knew this guy was a bust. I knew this guy was all hype." If I was a player, like I wouldn't want that hype behind me. Like I wouldn't want to be a Joe Burrow, which. I think he's going to be all right, but the thing is, he's a good quarterback. But the thing is, you got to look at your situation. Like, you can be a good quarterback all you want, but if you're in the wrong system or in the wrong team, or if the offensive coordinator doesn't coach you right, then it's not going to mean anything. Now, Chase Young, I think he's going to do very, very good in the NFL, especially considering his position. Like, I think that he's going to be probably one of the standout players. Hell, dare I say it? Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know. We'll see. But what?
I got my money on the Putin for defensive rookie though.
I say he might be top 3, but Waz, what do you think about that?
What do I think? Sorry, repeat your question.
Rookie of the year, as far what do you think about like hype jobs as far as the draft, and then who you think will be like your pick for like defensive and offensive rookie of the year?
Oh, so I mean You're right. You're right in the sense that I feel like there's the more impact guys are going to be usually found on like day 2, day 3. Obviously you could probably get routine starters out of the day 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this draft class was more so like I think this draft was very wide receiver heavy.
Very.
I think.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks. Yeah, there really was not a lot of quarterbacks in this. Yeah.
No, it's quarterback light. I mean, you had 3 go in the first. No, I'm sorry, you had 4 go in the first.
Yeah.
4 go in the first, obviously. But this one, I think they're saying there's 36 wide receivers were drafted, and that was like the record since 2003, I think. But yeah, I don't. I think that any sort of impact that we're going to see is going to be more so either from one or 2 or 3 of the quarterbacks that we saw on day 1, or I think when I think of impact, like I think the Dallas pick and the wide receiver they got.
CeeDee Lamb.
I think I look at that like okay, I can see that being like that like right off the board like strikes me as that's like an offensive rookie potential right there because that's just like. Such a prime spot. Everything's in place. That's such a stacked team, talent-wise, offensively. Like it's just going to be like fishing a barrel for Dak with that receiving core. And I think that's the potential of someone that can go off. I mean, defensively, like I said, it's really Chase Young and everyone else. Honestly, but
yeah.
That's my personal opinion in terms of on the defensive side.
But yeah, all right. Now about our individual teams and how they drafted. Flip, how do you think your Chargers drafted, especially with you guys? I mean, I think you guys. Do you feel like you guys have made more noise as far as the draft, or do you think that you guys are making more noise as far as your off-season trades and off-season moves? But anyway, how you guys think you drafted?
I personally like the draft. Mm-hmm. Not many Chargers fans like the draft picks, which is not surprising because a lot of them wanted Isaiah Simmons.
Right.
I thought that we needed to go for a quarterback. It was either Tua or Herbert for me. I was kind of leaning toward Tua, but after seeing some film of Herbert, I think a couple weeks ago, I was watching Herbert film. I was like, he's gonna be raw, but I think he could excel in this league. So I would need to try to be takes like a redshirt year behind Tyrod, get used to the game, and then we see where we go from there. But I was cool with that. I like the Joe Reed pick. I like the 7th round pick. We had our 7th round pick. We had a receiver in Ohio State.
Yeah. Ohio State, they made noise this year in the draft. There was like 11 Ohio State guys, and I think 10 LSU guys.
Yep.
Damn.
Ohio State usually has like a lot of guys go, but he was basically a steal. He was like I think they were saying he was like the best, or not the best, but he was in the school history. He was the leading receiver in catches for the school. So I mean, take that dude in the 7th round. I'm cool with that. He likes Keenan Allen too. So I mean, you have the same team as Keenan Allen, and you can learn from him. I think our receivers are set. I mean, we still have a tackle issue, one of our tackles, but I mean, we have a bunch of tackles on the team already, so I'm not worried about that. I didn't want another project to just add to the team. We filled some spots at running back. We got a 3-man duo back there, so we're changing our play style this year, so we'll see how that goes. But we also got the linebacker, Kenneth Murray. So, I mean, we didn't get Larry Simmons, but we got Kenneth Murray. He's not a great coverage backer, but he's a great run stuffer. And we need to stuff the run in this division because the Raiders got Josh Jacobs, and the Broncos always run over the teams every time we play him. So, I'm glad we filled that spot at linebacker, too. So, overall, I was happy with the draft. I gave it an A.
Oh, wow.
Personally, but it was cool with me. They went and got everything that I was hoping they would get.
Okay. Now, what about you guys' off-season moves as far as like your trades and stuff like that?
Oh, off-season, big plus.
Yeah.
We traded Okung for Trey Turner. We got Brian Bulaga. We bolstered the line. I'm so sad that we had to do it with Philip left, but it's that cap. It's that quarterback cap. Once it's gone, you can start making a bunch of moves. We got Chris Harris Jr. We
from the Broncos at that.
Yeah, from the Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Melvin Gordon, but I mean, I'll take Chris Harris Jr. as a trade-off. It was great. They were talking about getting Brady. I was like, I kind of hope not because I don't want to spend $30 million on Brady. But it's like a quarterback draft. You can take a quarterback in the draft and hope he pans out like a Russell Wilson or a Patrick Mahomes. I'd rather do that.
Right.
But I liked our free agency. I think we did a really good job. If we had taken Tom Brady though, I'm giving it like a B.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Now, Waz, what about you? Do you guys feel like you made more noise as far as your... I mean, the thing is, you guys were in the Super Bowl this year. The 49ers were in the Super Bowl. Do you guys feel like... Well, I don't know how much, many moves you guys made with being, with the position you guys were in, especially as much salary cap space as you have left. But how would you feel like... Yeah, how would you feel like you... What grade would you give your guys, as far as the draft?
I mean, right. It's just right now it's just a kind of he's like a very even, we got these lateral moves to kind of just stay intact. We traded Buckner, got the Colts pick, ended up drafting his position. So, we're saving money there at that point. Hopefully the talent pans down a little bit with Kinlaw. We'll see. We only have 2 receivers from our original team. We don't have Goodwin. We don't have Manuel Sanders who was lost. All we have is Debo and I think Bourne. So that receiver they drafted late in the first round from Arizona State.
Yeah.
They're saying that he was. I guess it's very interesting. I guess he's got like his wingspan is like almost like Calvin Johnson, but he's like deep. Mm-hmm. He's got almost the same wingspan as like Calvin Johnson, so he's long arm dude. And I guess again they're talking about Shanahan likes the guy, and I can see Shanahan doing a lot of different schemes and ways to get a player like that involved. Apparently, there's a lot of after the catch, so I could definitely see some damage and a lot of screen passes with Jimmy G and him. Mm-hmm. But and then obviously we had Joe Staley retire, and ahead and traded and got Trent Williams, and we only had to give up a fifth-round pick for him. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. I think they pretty much it was like every sort of like loss the Niners had, whether it was retirement, trade, whatever have you. They seemed to kind of fill it a little bit. So I think the team essentially is whole.
Yeah, but hell, I think you guys are probably actually going to win your division again this year too. I mean, just look at the offseason moves that the Rams made. Well, yeah, the Rams are going to be in bad shape. Well, they're not going to be in terrible shape this year, but they might be in that 8, 9, and 7 territory. And the thing is, in y'all's division, I don't think you could do that. You can't do that in the same division with the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams. So yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing in that division.
I think, what up, Seattle? I think Cardinals are coming up. I think Kyler Murray is going to have to possibly improve. And like Flip said, he likes what he do with the draft. And they're in. And I don't think the Sox did that bad in their draft. So I think those teams are still to be there and competitive. But I think the Niners has one of the best rosters, top to bottom. Although we lost Rita, that kind of stinks. But going forward, I think we're going to be okay. But I'm going to give us overall just a B for the draft and off-season moves right now. They're not doing anything too flashy. It's just like as soon as the Niners have a hole, they seem to patch it up. So we're not really upgrading. We're filling the chinks in the armor as they appear. So we're pretty much kind of going into the season almost similar to what we were last year, and if we're just hoping that we have more improvement and less turnovers from Jimmy G, and hopefully Debo starts to emerge even more so after last year's rookie year, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, as far as my Pittsburgh Steelers go, see, here's the thing. We have an eye for talent on both sides of the ball, but we draft the exact same way every damn year. We get a fast-ass wide receiver, we get a strong running back, we get an O-lineman to protect Ben, and we get us a running back. And we got a couple other pieces too. I kind of wanted us to get Jalen Hurts, but Philly kind of swiped him from us, which, like I said, that was a big surprise to me. But, I guess because... I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think Antonio Brown was right about Juju Smith-Schuster not being the number one wide receiver. But Juju he's a number 2 / slot guy. So I can kind of see why we got a tight end and another wide receiver in the draft. So, yeah, but see, one thing that I'm afraid of is what about us not getting a quarterback? It's like, okay, we're really going to do this. We're really going to bet it all on, gamble on a 38-year-old injury-prone Big Ben. And we're just, okay, it's like, okay, he might be old, but he's the best chance we got. So what we're going to do, we're not going to get a quarterback, a new, younger quarterback. We're going to just beef up our O-line and just have them protect Big Ben even better. But guess what? He was injured last year on a non-contact play. He had a torn labrum in his elbow. So that was a non-contact injury, which could have happened to anybody. That's one of the things that scare me. And I don't care how good of weapons you are. I don't care how good weapons you got. If you're not healthy, it doesn't make any difference if you can't stay healthy, which is to me, which I kind of think is what the Eagles kind of went for. Because Carson Wentz, he's a damn good quarterback. But, the thing is that he can't stay healthy, which is kind of why I kind of see why they went with Jalen Hurts. And the Steelers, like I said, they draft very well at the linebacker position. They draft very well at the I say they're probably top 3 at picking wide receivers. So, yeah. But overall, I say I would give the Steelers a B- as far as a draft grade. But, we're definitely going to see what off-season moves that we can make. We haven't really done anything too big. I think Jameis Winston is still on the table. But I hear the Saints that he might be going to. But, yeah, overall, I would give the Steelers a B-.
I think you sound the same.
Yeah. Which makes sense, I guess. But you know what? It doesn't make any sense because they got Taysom Hill. Well, they said Taysom Hill, he has 0 passing touchdowns, but he has 8 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns. That's crazy for a quarterback.
They extended Hill, and then they signed Winston to a 1-year deal. And it's just weird. It is odd that they re-signed Hill, and I'm looking at it now. God, what was it? Okay, it was 2 years.
They got Teddy Breeze. Let's say they got Drew Brees. They got a 39-year-old Drew Brees.
No, they got rid of Teddy B.
They got rid of Teddy B?
They signed Winston. Because Teddy Bridgewater went to, I think, the Redskins.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, he went to the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater went to the Panthers. That's why I think they signed James, because, Drew Brees up there last year. He got hurt without Brady.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Did you guys, speaking of the Redskins, did you guys see that Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, is now part of the Redskins? He went undrafted. Well,
They drafted him? I heard he got hurt. So I didn't know if he was going to get drafted.
Yeah, they picked him up in the supplemental draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whether he's gonna be starting is a different story. But I mean, I've seen that dude, man. Like he's electric, especially when he's healthy. They got him a weapon, and the Redskins. Yeah, and the Redskins got him a new running back too, which means I think they're gonna let Adrian Peterson go. But yeah.
A couple of things I wanted to ask you guys. First of all, I love this draft format. I know that the whole pandemic and everything's been kind of crappy for sports, but if anything,
yeah,
this format is great because I love the randomness of being like the GMs and coaches being like in a weird house, in a weird room.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. It's just, and then you have Bill Belichick got his dog at the computer. Like it makes for entertaining kind of weird sidebars. It's much better. It's like way better than this whole big than the draft in the past, which is you have there's one arena, you have Goodell coming up there. Meanwhile, now we have Goodell in his basement, and it's awkward. It's kind of ripping off each other and stuff. It's funny. What do you guys think of the format?
I actually did like this format. I mean, this format. I mean, the thing is, I like it because it's new. And the thing is, there's a lot of guys who can't make the NFL draft in person anyway, so they do it from their home. And seeing Roger Goodell just reading the picks from his house is kind of funny. But I actually like this, that format of the digital draft. I mean, the thing is, will this be a recurring thing? I don't know. We'll see. Probably not. But everybody's so used to the traditional draft. I mean, but the thing is, this year, because of what's been going on, it's something new. And the thing is, I'm happy because at least we got an NFL draft. With everything that's been going on in the sports world, with the sports world pretty much taking a dump, I'm actually happy that we actually got an NFL draft this year. But yeah, Flip, what about you? Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's more laid back for the players. They can just kind of chill with their families at home and hang and be happy to celebrate with the people who have been there for them,
Right.
The only downside, I guess, would be some players would probably want to go up to that stage and, have their jersey with them taking that picture.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, it was pretty entertaining. It was what I was saying, it was funny seeing the coaches just chilling in their houses and Bill Belichick with his dog at the computer table. Roger Goodell just chilling by himself in his little room behind with the TV behind him. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was pretty fun. I would like to see them do it again. A change of pace from the short back. Because some Kelly Rounders don't want to sit in that room and just be upset by themselves at their agent just waiting to get drafted. I would rather, if it was me, I'd rather just, be able to sit at home and chill with my family.
Definitely. But all right, fellas, that's pretty much all I wanted to get out of the way tonight. You guys got any final thoughts before we sign out tonight?
No, I think we're good for now. Actually, do you guys think that the season is going to start on time?
No. Yeah, I think so.
I think with the timing, it might not because they're saying that the second wave of the virus is probably going
Yeah,
to
and
happen,
besides,
so.
Von Miller, I think they say he just now recovered from it.
Yeah. It comes down to will the players even want to participate?
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to risk themselves.
It's going to be interesting how they determine the contract of paying. I think with the NBA, I don't know. I think the NBA gets some of the players get some of their game checks, but like deducted down or marked down. It's not technically playing.
Yeah.
So I think you might run into an issue with the players union. I don't know what the deal allows or whatever for them to not, like, if they miss any sort of game or if they get pushed back. I've always felt like I think this the way the virus is and everything like that, it's gonna extend into the fall, and I don't think you can for sure not have games that are like actual like. I don't think you're gonna have people going into the stadiums yet.
Yeah.
You're not going to. I don't think that's gonna happen. And so it depends if are there going to be NFL games then?
Yeah.
In an empty stadium.
Yeah. Now, I mean, me personally, what they were going to do at March Madness at first, before they found out that a couple of the players had it, I would actually have been perfectly fine with a stadiumless or arena-less March Madness. I would have been perfectly fine watching it with no crowd.
Yeah, I think basketball different than football. I don't think football will work. I don't know if football's going to work that way in a big empty stadium.
No, football can't work that way. Like, you can do it with basketball and with wrestling and with maybe even you could do it with even hockey. But outdoor sports like soccer and baseball and football, no, it would not work in a crowdless environment.
Yeah, because you're eventually everyone's on a neutral field. Like, other than the travel, you don't really have any sort of home field advantage. There's no fans making noise. It's quiet as hell. You know what I mean? It's just but again, I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I think everything's going to get pushed back away. It's more likely to see sports like basketball where there's less people involved. I mean, football is a lot more. You have 53, almost 60 plus man rosters.
Yeah.
On both sides of the field. You know what I mean? You got 120 guys, on the field and interchangeable, and then you have obviously all of the referees, all the coaches, staffing, and everything like that. And versus basketball, basketball is a smaller number. You can kind of get away with maybe doing basketball games, but the football, I think it's going to be pushed back. I just don't know how far or how long. I think it's going to be pushed back.
Yeah. Anyway, fellas, that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss tonight. Waz, Flip, thank you guys for helping me host the show as always, and hopefully we can get some sports back in the next 2 or 3 months. But I mean, in the meantime, enjoy life. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.